you are now All India rank 232. So, on behalf of Kingmakers IAS Academy, I welcome you. And how do you feel?
I feel glad that I was selected. My name was in the PDF. That was the biggest thing that I was hoping for.
So, Priya, so how was your journey? It was really a hard journey. I know it. I suppose it's sixth attempt. This is the
It was
sixth.
my fifth attempt, ma'am.
This is fifth attempt. That's great.
Mhm.
And you're a BCom student, and then you took up sociology,
Yes, ma'am.
and you cracked it.
Yes.
And how did you feel about taking sociology optional?
Ma'am, initially I had commerce because of my background, but it was the first time that I prepared socio in my 2025 attempt. And I opted it because of my sheer interest in the subject. Because the commerce was something very heavy, very technical, and I was sort of done with that subject. I didn't want to even spend a single hour studying it, so to say. But sociology came as very interesting, and I would thoroughly enjoyed studying sociology, and it paid dividend as well.
Priya, how do you think sociology will be helpful in other GS subject and especially essay and all?
Ma'am, sociology basically develops our thinking in all the respects because society is the culmination of everything, be it economy, polity, how all of these affects us. Sociology helps us in understanding that. And also, you can use the sociological perspectives to look at things from various perspectives that develops your understanding, your way of answering questions in other GS subjects as well, like society and social issues. These are just the one aspect of it, but other subjects also it helps you in that as well, like essay may you can understand a topic from sociological point of view, functional, Marxist, and all of that. So it definitely helps. Essay, ethics, GS, in everything it has helped. Even in interview, ma'am, I would say.
Priya, you were a commerce student, so how was the transition from a commerce student to sociology, especially writing for a humanities subject? It needs a lot of imagination and expression. So, how did you manage that?
Ma'am, personally, I'm a very creative and artistic kind of a person, so I enjoyed it. But if somebody is taking sociology and they are not interested in it, then that should not be the case. They should be having some interest in it. And if you are having interest, then the transition feels nothing because it was very smooth for me. I was not a very I would enjoy my time in a sense that in my free time also, I would Google things. So I would Google new sociological perspectives like the postmodernism. I would think about the different thinkers. I would Google them, what are they saying on global platforms. And that's how I was enjoying it. So for me, it was very, very beautiful experience, I would say. I started enjoying my preparation again after choosing sociology.
Priya, in your five attempts, how was the transition in sociology and how was the mark? Was it increasing or you were able to manage sociology, but it was GS subjects, which was uh,
Ma'am, I was able to secure 276 marks, and this was my first means. What happened was in my attempts where I was preparing for state pieces as well, I was not scoring well in commerce, and it was a technical and heavy subjects. It had somewhere around 15 to 20 subjects culminated in two papers. So that required me transitioning from all of a theoretical paper to a practical paper, and that demanded more time from me, so I was not able to focus on my GS subjects. So this decision I took because of all these factors, including that I would be able to have balance my GS preparation along with sociology, and that will not require a very heavy transition from a technical to a generalist subject because sociology is generalist. It is not like you have to be a graduate from sociology to be a good mark achiever in that. So that was really smooth. It was.
how about your prelims? How hard it was and how are you able to crack it?
Ma'am, I failed prelims four times. So it was more harder for me than other people. The thing was, I was not strategic in my question attempting. And also, initially, I was not very I was not able to devote that much time that was required for such a competitive exam. I have been in my job, and that has taken a toll because I was able to not give that much time. So in that sense, and also I was not limiting my resources, not able to revise properly. So these were the factors that have led to not clearing the prelims initially.
Priya, how about this? What made you crack this prelims exactly? And how about the PYQ preparation and all?
Ma'am, the approach was different this time. I totally cut down all the non-essential resources. I did just the basics, the static portion from just one book. I eliminated all other sources which I had. Then I did the previous year questions this year. From 2000 itself, I did all PYQs. I may not have memorized them, but I have tried to identify the themes and the patterns. So that helped me gain those extra 5, 6 questions. And also, I was very strategic and calm this time. I was not having this fear that what if I have failed 4 times? Let's not beat another time. One more time, I will fail film. So what will happen? It's just nothing for me, nothing new for me. So I was going with this calm mindset. This I will attempt one question at a time, not carry the baggage and all, and I will revise. I will do the PYQs, and this time definitely I should be there. This was the mindset. Mindset also played a lot this time now.
Yes, actually, Priya, I understood that there are a lot of people who have to fight this fear more than studying
Yes.
exactly what they require. So it's all the mindset that matters.
Because I can understand that because in 2024, my mindset was very negative. I was very fearful because in 2023, I had put in a lot of effort and I missed the cutoff by 2 marks. And this time in 2024, fear took over me and I attempted more questions than that was required. And I did a lot of negative. And because of that, I couldn't clear prelim by 1 mark. So I learned from my previous mistakes and I tried to not repeat in 2025. So for other aspirants, I would say just don't carry the fear. It is negative. It is putting you on your back foot. So you should not be the person who is holding you back. It should be the other factors and you should tackle them, not you should be an enemy of your own. So that's the learning.
Priya, I'd like to understand for a commerce student, how would this an accumulation of all the subjects in GS and what about the CSAT? How were you able to manage, especially when it is science and technology and environment and all, which is related to science?
Yes.
For a commerce student, how was your feeling or how was your experience?
Ma'am, initially it was difficult. It was overwhelming because there were a lot of subjects, and in school days we do read these, but not in such a technical way, and in not with such depth and understanding. So I enjoyed, but it was difficult because it was a lot on my plate. So initially, each subject is not difficult. When you put all of it in one paper with 100 questions and with that fear and all those expectations, then it becomes difficult. So if you try to tackle those things one by one, it will not be difficult. And just prepare things in a compartment. Compartmentalize, keep your feelings aside, just take it as a technical paper that you have to, clear. Just qualify to be appearing in the mains exam. And what I would suggest that you should be ready for your mains before your prelims because that gives you that calm mind that is required for prelims. So if you are ready with your mains, you will definitely be clearing prelims if you are putting all those ticks in the non-negotiables. So that should not be an issue. And mains also gives you that understanding for prelims, even in question which you have not read particularly for prelims. So that is what you can do for prelims.
Priya, I would like to understand how many questions in all the four prelims that you have done, how many questions that you attended, and what was the proportion, what was the understanding, how many questions I should attend, what was the plan?
Ma'am, this plan will only come when you are clear of your preparation level. And once you are clear with that, you should be ready beforehand. Some people say that it is decided after you see the paper. But I would suggest that you should have a broad framework in your mind that you are going to attempt these many questions. You will attempt more than that only if you see that the questions are very easy and people are going to and the cutoff will be high. If you are getting that idea, only then go with more random attempts. But I would not say so. I This time I went with the mindset that I will be doing 85 to 87 questions, because that was my sweet spot, considering all the negatives that I was doing in my later attempts. I had attempted 99 questions, ma'am, in my 2024 attempt, and I did more negatives. I was having 64 correct, but what happened that negatives were more. So this time I was very clear that even if I have 10 to 15 minutes left, I will not be doing any random questions, not taking unnecessary risk. I knew that I did 60 correct, and maybe 25, 26 would be wrong. Two or three questions may be dropped, but I will still be safe. I'll be clearing prelims. And also, this time I was ready with CSAT very thoroughly. All the topics, all the preparing themes, that gave me a confidence, because I knew that CSAT will not be an issue for me. I was clearing it in my initial attempts as well. So that was not an issue. But I made sure that CSAT was ready and I had a plan for my GS. So that gave me that peace.
That's great. How about essay, Priya? What are the specifics that you did?
Ma'am, for essay, I did not do anything. I just wrote according to my flow of thoughts, because in coaching I had read one or two mocks and I was scoring very poorly. They were saying that you were not analyzing on a fixed pattern, because a fixed pattern constricted my thoughts, and I felt that what I don't like reading, how can I expect other to like what I have wrote. So what I did in exam, that I took two topics which I was comfortable with, and I just started writing with one or two quotes. I was not very heavy on quotes or data or the things that they usually say in the business, that these you should do on this pestle approach and this and that. I didn't do that. What I did, whatever thoughts are coming, I will logically analyze it and write it in a clear, lucid manner. I didn't fill all those spaces. Where I felt that this has been concluded, I ended right there. And I was scoring decently, not very high marks, but I've got 105
Okay, Priya. I think your creativity and your inclination for a different analysis would have helped you.
Yes.
Okay, Priya. So, what about this personality test? And you seems to be a good communicator, but how was your remark experience? And how about our Kingmakers IAS Academy? How did it help?
Ma'am, mocks gave me a platform where I could analyze what I was doing wrong. Like when you are saying it, you don't think that you are saying wrong. But when you watch yourself saying things, then you understand what expressions you make when you say something that is not very inclined with the mainstream. So that expressions thing and what I am saying, how my eyes are rolling, how I'm interpreting things, whether I'm sitting in a certain way, whether I'm using my hands. So these were the small nuances which I identified through my mock test. But ma'am, in my actual interview, I was not very much thinking about all these things. I had used my hands. Despite in mocks, people saying that you should not do it, I had used it because it's very natural to me. I smile like I do usually. So I smile, and I was able to score 194 in Sujata Chaturvedi, ma'am. So I felt that she liked me.
Yeah, sometimes the original personality, when
Yes, ma'am.
expressed in a right manner, would fetch you great marks.
I
But
tried to be logical, legal, and that those were the non-negotiables. You have to be honest, and when you are not honest, it just comes on your face. So I tried to be honest. I had given wrong answers as well, ma'am. In one or two questions, my answer was wrong. But then I had said that, ma'am, I'm not very sure about this fact, but this is what I can think right now. So maybe that worked.
okay, honesty is the best policy then.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Priya. What about this your magic mantra? I mean, what suggestion that you wanted to give to the future UPSC aspirants, and especially on your strength and weakness part? How did you? What were the learning that you wanted to give them?
Ma'am, my biggest learning was not, I should not have listened to all the conjectures before entering into my preparation, because I had thought that this exam would be like this or that is difficult. It is just like any other exam. I'm saying this after utter honesty and all those learnings. If you are treating it like an exam, which is technical, you will be definitely clearing it. And if you are listening to all that is rumors and the false this exam is treated like something God has made or no one can clear. It's nothing like that. आप अगर इसको अपने graduation पे, you will treat it as your graduation paper, just little extra efforts, some strategy, and you will be clearing it. You should not bog down, you should not self-doubt, and you should have your own plan, your own mind, and your own interest. You should look at your strengths, not other people, what the majority is doing. You should not just run after everything that other people are doing. Just trust yourself. And if you have done well in your other subjects till now, till your graduation, you should definitely trust yourself than other people saying things for you. That was the biggest learning for me. And also the very basic things like the sticking to minimum resources, doing tests. These are the, you have to do it.
Priya, best future and your happy journey in public service. Thank you so much for your insights, and surely it will inspire a lot of aspirants to be fighting the fear and have the policy of honesty. Thank you.
As we honored, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.